Hi guys, I'm Steve Luther, the Chief Troublemaker here at Chord Real Estate, and I'm here with Van Hohe, our Chief Experience Officer, and today we're going to switch the roles a little bit. Van has been interviewing our team, and today it's time for us to find out a little bit more about Van. So,
scared.
Van, tell me, pray tell, how did you go from the music business to real estate?
Inquiring minds want to know. Had something to do with this guy, right? So I was in the music business for 25 years and working a lot with managing bands, producing tours and festivals, doing a lot of image consulting and that sort of thing, and bringing bands and nonprofits together to do projects around the world. And Steve and I met through some nonprofit work in the community here, and he wanted to do an event. We started putting an event together, and he found out about my little secret hobby of design and how I was working with a lot of people in the music business in their homes. People, for some reason, throughout the years, they would come to my place and be like, "Oh, I like your house," and I live in a typical family home.
It looks like a museum.
Yeah, but it's it's a standard home, and people would love it, and they would say, "Can you make my house look like this?" And I was like, "Sure." And so over time, I started helping people with their homes, people that were friends and people in the business. And eventually, my little hobby of design turned into a bit of a business. And so I called it Vandalized. Let me vandalize you is my slogan, right? So I always put my name and everything. Have a fantastic day. So we did that. It just seemed to take off, and my hobby took on its own life. And eventually Steve was like, "Hey, we should work together on some stuff. Why don't you help me with this property that I had?" And this was at the bottom of the market 10 years ago. And so we went and worked on this house, and he said, just do it your way. I knew nothing about the concept of staging at the time. And Steve was like, just go in there and just be all Van on this person. And so we did it, and to my surprise, it went quite well. And the house ended up selling in 4 days for $30,000 more than they were going to get. And he says, "Okay, we're doing that again." So we did it again, and it worked. And we did it again, and it worked. And eventually, it's like, we got to start a business. And it was a time, in our lives, with my family, that we were having babies, and it was like, whoa, I can be home all the time and still be creative. And I still have a festival that I work with, so up in the Northeast. So I had to cut my toe still in the music business. But that said, our passion is for what we do here with real estate, and truly trying to create an experience, an unmatched experience, which is why my title is the Chief Experience Officer and not stager, because over time we will have other stagers involved.
Well, tell us about your role as the Chief Experience Officer, what you do.
So for me, again, it's about that concierge experience, so that truly we anticipate your needs before you even think of it yourself, ideally. And going through each step of the process, whether that's if you're a buyer or a seller or an investor with us, whatnot. Even if you're another realtor at another brokerage, your experience working with us, we want that to be better than working with anyone else. And that's kind of my passion and what we do.
So you always ask this question, and at this point, I've heard so many of your stories. I'm not sure where this is going to go.
I have stories. I have stories.
But tell us one thing that we may not know about Van Hohe.
Would you believe I'm not truly blonde?
Okay, that didn't go anywhere I thought it would.
But I was blonde as a kid. See, I'm just reaching deep into the roots. What were you expecting?
I thought maybe it involved like kidnapping, like Titicaca, the Copa Cabana. I don't know.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I'm not really blonde.
We'll do another take, another day to talk about that story. Oh my goodness, yes. That was exciting.
The ex-drummer of Cinderella also is here. I'll add that too. I'm not really blind.
That said, we are here to give you an unmatched experience, whether that's the creative flair that we bring or the extraordinary detail these guys bring you in your transaction. There is no greater advocate than what is found in these guys. And now I've turned the interview away from myself and on to him.
Hey, thanks for being with us on this episode of Between the Guitars, which I'm sure will be our highest viewed episode.
Have a fantastic day.
See you later.